If they keep you warm, but they never move, you are not being chosen. You are being kept. Kept means you're useful to their comfort, not essential for their future. Being liked is not the same as being chosen. And if you've been confusing the two, this episode is going to clear up a lot. Being liked feels good. Being chosen will change your life. Previously on Go Deeper Please, we started this elimination arc in episode 6 with It's Not You. That's where we talked about how pretty gets you on the show, how having a good logo, a clean website, the right name, nice branding and aesthetics, they might all get you attention, might even get you interest. For all intents and purposes, might even get you casted. But pretty doesn't stop you from going home. Pretty doesn't get picked. Alignment does. But we didn't stop there. We went deeper. We talked about perception. Because even when it's not you, what is given still matters. Then we eliminated over-explaining, because talking too much ruins perception. Then hesitation, because delay is already an answer. Then pick me energy, and how we're trying to be for everybody is make you for nobody. Now we here. Because let's say they did like you. The branding made sense. The website was clean. The vibe felt good. You made it past round 1. But here's the problem. Liking is still not enough to get chosen. And that's what we are eliminating today. Welcome to Go Deeper Please, where we push past surface level information and conversation to give you business frameworks wrapped in relationship truths. How you do one thing is how you do everything, personally and professionally. And this is the place where we stop mistaking attention for alignment, and we start telling the truth about selection. I'm Marquita, Kita from Beneficial Bay, and today we're talking about the difference between being liked and then actually being chosen. We start every episode on surface level, and today's no different. So, if you ever watch I Love New York, you remember this part vividly. There were contestants on the show that everybody liked for her. The house liked them, the audience liked them, even her mom liked them, and she was very particular about some people. On paper, they looked like great choices. Stable, polite, well put together. The kind of guy that people say, now that would be good for you. And New York still sent them home. Not because they weren't good men, not because they were wrong in any way. She sent them home based solely off the fact that they weren't her fit. She didn't choose based on the approval, no matter who liked them. She chose based on how it felt for her to be with them. And that is the part people miss. Because liking someone for you is not the same as somebody actually being right for you. That's how business works too. The fact of the matter is this, and I guess it's a truth that don't nobody want to hear, so that might make y'all need to listen up a little bit harder. But being liked is easy. Being chosen requires alignment, clarity, and an actual decision. People can enjoy you, compliment you, engage with you, and still not trust you enough to commit to you. That doesn't mean you failed. It means that liking stopped doing the work that you thought it was doing. Period. So, time to go deeper, please. Because now we're going to talk about why it's not that deep. Specifically where people go wrong. Because being liked is not the same as being chosen. And the reason liked confuses people so much is because it looks like selection. It looks like progress. It looks like momentum. But it's not. It's just seriously not that deep. Because being liked is often the easiest way for somebody to avoid choosing you while still getting what they want from you. That's the part that a lot of us just really don't want to admit. Reason number one why liked ain't chosen. People use like as a receipt for their identity, not a commitment to you. Some people don't like you because they're choosing you. They like you because of how they feel to be in your presence. They like you because you confirm something about them. You make them feel smart or seen or safe, sexy, inspired, important, ahead of the game. So they keep you around, not as a direction, but as a mirror. And that's why they compliment you. They'll watch you, they'll DM you, ask questions, check on you, but then never decide. Because your value to them is solely based off the feeling that you give them, right? Not the future that they're building with you. That's not romance. That's emotional consumption. That's not a client. That is a spectator. Second reason being liked is not being chosen. Liking is often a low-cost access. So this is where a lot of entrepreneurs get played by the metrics. That's why we call them vanity metrics. Because online, when somebody likes it, it's cheap. It don't take no sacrifice. It's risk-free. No accountability, no decision. Literally the easiest form of proximity. It's the I'm here button. So if you're using likes as proof that you're being chosen, you will keep performing for people who never intended to pick you in the first place. Because to them, you are purely entertainment. You're inspiration, you're good content, but you're not their next step. And the minute you start requiring a decision to be made, i.e., a price, a boundary, time, commitment, that's when the truth shows up. Third reason, being liked ain't the same as being chose. I like you is sometimes just a polite way to keep you available. Let's just keep it 100, right? Some people like you because they want access to you without the responsibility of you. They want to keep you warm, close enough to benefit, but far enough to escape. So they say things like, I see you. I love what you're doing out here. Hey, I've been painting the book with you. I'm about to. Soon. Let me circle back. That's not confusion. That is strategy. And it's not even malicious. It's just human. But you have to see it. Because if you emotionally attach to the possibility of being picked, you will interpret politeness as intention. And politeness is not intention. Number 4, people like what they can understand fast. So choosing requires clarity. And here's why a lot of y'all can't be chosen, right? Looking at you, they don't know what choosing means. They might like your vibe, but they can't explain what your value is. They might love your voice, but they can't describe your outcome. They might like your brand, but they don't know your next step. So liking becomes the substitute for clarity. They like you because they really don't know how to place you or where you fit. That's why in relationships, a man will say, you are so amazing. And he still will not commit because he can't see himself leading you anywhere. And in business, a customer will say something to the effect of, that is so good, but still won't buy. And that's because they can't see what changes after they pay you. Number 5, why being liked is not the same as being chosen. You're treating attention like it's some type of security deposit, but it's not a currency. And this is your biggest mistake. Treating likes like, I'm building up my credit, as if enough people like you, it's going to add up to selection. But likes don't accumulate to commitment. Attention is not a deposit. It's a temperature. And temperatures, they change fast. I'm from Cleveland. I know. So if your strategy is, let me keep posting until they choose me, you are building a whole business on somebody else's mood. That is why you're tired. Literally, that is why you feel like you keep almost winning. You have an expensive hobby because you are being fed signals without being given decisions. Number 6, while being liked do not mean being chosen. You keep auditioning for people who was never going to cast you. And this is the one that's going to bring all of this home. Because a lot of y'all are in the comments, in the DMs, in the content, on the labs, all in the videos, or whatever Suge said, right? Still auditioning, still trying to be liked, still trying to be more likable. But the truth is, the ones that were actually about to choose you weren't waiting for you to perform. They were only waiting for you to be in position so that they can come and get you from a specific place. Auditioning attracts evaluation. Positioning attracts commitment. And if someone is always evaluating you, they're not choosing you. They're keeping you as an option, a back burner option at that. Liked, number 7, liked can be a delay tactic that you participate in. And this might get uncomfortable, so I do not care because it needs to be said. It puts you back in the driver's seat. Sometimes you keep chasing likes because likes let you avoid the risk of being chosen. Because being chosen means now you have to deliver. You now have to be consistent. You now have to hold standards. Be so for real. You now have to be seen. So instead, liking just becomes this safe little halfway house because you know you're not ready for the real world. You get the validation without getting the responsibility, but you don't get results. And your business cannot grow on almost. You need receipts. Number 8, the simplest test. Does it move? Hear me clearly. If it does not move, it's not choosing you. Choosing moves. Choosing schedules. It pays. It confirms. It follows through. It takes a step that actually costs something. So hear this in Go Deeper Please translation. If you feel like, then you're going to feel flattered. If you feel picked, you'll feel supported. Flattery is not support. Attention is not investment. If it does not move, it is not choosing you. And once you see that, you stop treating validation as progress because liked energy is so loud. But chosen energy, that's real. Now let's go deeper, please, because we done made it to the point of the episode where we dive in. And today we're going to dive into the psychology behind liking and why it is exactly what keeps people stuck in almost, whether that's in love, in business, in life. People like what feels familiar. They like what feels low risk. They like what doesn't require a decision. Liking lives in comfort. Choosing lives in responsibility, though. So when somebody chooses you, they are saying, I'm willing to deal with the consequences of this. That is so much heavier than liking. Everybody ain't ready for the weight of it all. So instead of choosing you, they linger. They stay close enough to enjoy the energy, but far enough to avoid the risk. Here is why liking feels like progress. Liking feels active. It shows up as compliments, attention, engagement, proximity, and it feels like momentum. But momentum without direction is just movement. And the issue with that is movement does not guarantee arrival. That's how people get stuck in almost, because it's literally a trap. Almost clients, almost partnerships, almost opportunities, almost got paid. Almost feels hopeful, right? But also is a holding pattern. It keeps you emotionally invested without requiring anybody to decide. That is not alignment, friend. That's avoidance dressed up as interest. So now it's time to go deeper and get fully immersed. There are 3 clear differences between being liked and being chosen. Difference number 1, liking enjoys access. Choosing sets direction. When somebody like you, they enjoy being around you. When somebody choose you, they move towards something specific. They don't just talk, they take the steps. Difference number 2, liking is reactive and choosing is decisive. Liking responds to what's happening, choosing creates what's next. Liked energy waits for you to lead. Chosen energy meets you halfway. Difference number 3, liking avoids loss and choosing accepts risk. Liking keeps options open while choosing closes the doors. And that's why a lot of people stop at liking, because decision costs something. Attention is not alignment, and compliments are not commitment. Here's why liked energy feels so good. Being liked feeds the ego. It reassures you that you're desirable, that you're wanted, that you're not rejected. But desire without decision does not build anything. In business, liking sounds like, I love this. You're amazing. This is so good. But choosing sounds like, what's next? How do we start? Send me the invoice. I'm in. One feels good. The other will change your life. Almost is not a season. It's a warning. So here we are at the point of no return, because we done went so deep. There's no way you can go back to where you just came from. You got to see it through, my boy. Once you realize that being liked can actually delay being chosen, you will stop treating validation as progress. From this point forward, you stop nurturing almost. You stop mistaking attention for alignment. You stop investing energy where there is no decision. Say this slowly. If it does not move, it's not choosing you. So who went home today? Let's be transparent. Somebody had to get the boot. Today, what went home was the belief that being liked would eventually turn into some type of long-term commitment. On I Love New York, this is where she says, I like you, but I just don't see a future. And in business, when you hear it, it's going to sound a whole lot like, I love this, but I'm just not ready to move forward with that just yet. Hard pill to swallow, take it anyway, because that's not confusion. That is an answer. You don't need to be more likable. You need to be more choosable. I will see you tomorrow, 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember, you gotta do better. And once you stop chasing being liked, you create room for people who are ready to decide. Y'all be good or good at it. Bye.